Welcome back. Time for a panel. I want to bring in Ed Rollins, former White House advisor to President Reagan, Lee Carter, president and partner at Mesklansky and Partners, and Evan Siegfried, a GOP strategist and former press assistant to the Giuliani presidential campaign. Good to see everybody.
Thank you.
The airstrikes that the president launched against Syria getting broad support around the world, Ed Rollins.
As it should. As I said last week, this could be the most difficult week the president was going to have. He met 3 world leaders. He basically reinforced 2 allies, the president of Egypt, the king of Jordan, and then he had this incredible meeting at the end of the week with the Chinese president. Equally as important, by firing off, making the decisions, he proved he's a decision maker, and that's the most important thing a president has to do is make decisions. He made a tough decision, made it right on time, and then he sent a good message to his own staff. Straighten up, let's get moving forward here, and then you, of course, had the Gorsuch nominations. I think it was an A+ week. I think the best week he's had of his presidency.
I was just going to say, this might be the best week he's had of his presidency so far.
And I said, most difficult week to start off with, he ended up in A+.
And that's resonating with people as well. You did some polling this weekend, Lee Carter.
It is. And so when he gave his speech, it struck the right tone. But what people told me is that they really agree across the aisle that we had to do something about the Assad. There's no way that we can deal with the Middle East without getting that dealt with. There's no way that we can have military force if we're not going to use it for something as atrocious as what's happening over there. And so people said, you know what, I like that he was decisive, that he took action, that he spoke to the American people as soon as it happened. And it was a very, very, very strong week for him. And I think it sent signals that we're not going to mess around in this country anymore. And I think a lot of people are excited about that.
I said it a few times this program, Evan. It feels like the era of leading from behind has ended.
Yes, this was a searing indictment of the Obama leadership on Syria, which was no leadership, and they were unable to do anything. But I think the president has made a very good start, but he needs to go out and outline what his long-term strategy is with Syria. It's clear there is not going to be a political or diplomatic resolution to getting Assad out of there. Ambassador Haley has made it clear that we need to actually get rid of him, and the only way we're going to be able to do it is through using force. And the president needs to outline it not only to the American people, but to the rest of the world, what we do going forward to show that we have that strength and leadership.
Does this help his agenda to get through, Ed, in terms of...
Absolutely.
Yeah?
You know, I mean, they were stumbling a little bit before. I obviously didn't have the health care well done. I go back. A president has to make 3 or 4 tough decisions every week. This was probably the toughest decision, and he did it with great drama. He did it right there in front of the Chinese. He sent a message across the world, and again, I think that now he's got a couple weeks to get his tax plan put together, gets his health care, and move forward. This was a monumental week, and he was the star.
Gordon Chang, who wrote the book, The Coming Collapse of China, said to me last week on Fox Business Network, he brought the Chinese president down to size.
Yes, he did.
By doing it in front of him.
And put himself up.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating way of putting it, actually. Yeah. I think that the whole notion that Donald Trump was able to act so decisively, be so strong, is really going to change the game right now.
All right, we will leave it there. Great panel as always. Thank you so much, everybody.